Now it's time for tip-episodes with quick tips you should know. Techniques you can implement into your workflow right here on A Tale, oh yeah, A Tale of Two Hygienists.
Welcome in, everyone. It's Friday, February 16th, 2024. My name is Andrew Johnston, and this is your tip episode for the week. So actually, it's listener mail or listener email that we got recently, and I wanted to find a way to get it on the show. But honestly, I don't think I had a clear idea really what she was even talking about. It all sounded good. It's a great email. I'll read it to you in just a minute. But the concept of it was something that I had never really heard of to this degree. I think I've heard it in other degrees, but so it was interesting. And so let's read the email, and then I have just a couple of notes afterwards I want to talk about. But so the email is coming from Cindy, and she writes, I listened to many of your shows. Recently, you did an interview with dental hygiene educator Cindy Gaskill, RDH. And that, by the way, was a really great episode. There is another pathway for dental hygienists who also have restorative or dental assisting experience. The high school career and technical education centers are always looking for quality RDHs to teach in the high school setting. There are CTE centers all over the US, and the career is a fulfilling alternative for RDHs looking to leave the op, but still share their love of dentistry to the next generation of dental professionals. I'm an RDH and CDA. I've been teaching for the last 15 years in the CTE setting. I help fill the pipeline with future CDAs, RDHs, and even dentists by sharing my love of dentistry. I was a national award-winning recipient of a CTE Teacher of the Year award in November of 2023. I would like to share this little-known pathway with other RDHs. This may be a viable alternative to teaching in the college RDH program that offers many other benefits as well. So, great email. Thank you, Cindy, so much if you're listening for sending that in. And in hindsight, it would have been really great to have you on as a guest, which you did offer, and I just wasn't quite putting everything together. And then, when I watched the YouTube episode that you sent me, and I was blown away, but of course my deadline was too soon, and I really screwed that up. I'm just mea culpaing this right now. But I hope that you'll forgive me and come on the show at a later date so that we can really tackle this. But in the meantime, there's just a couple of points that I want to share with our listeners. So CTE, Career and Technical Education Centers or programs, they are geared towards getting people on the beginning part of pathways. So it doesn't really matter what field. I mean, there's specific fields that each of them kind of cater to, but these pathways are driven by professionals that are coming right from those fields that have the skills, the knowledge, the energy, ambition, the love of it to get these people set up on the right foot. Another takeaway I had in doing some research on this is that the educator should be driven by a love of the profession. So in the video that I have linked in the show notes, you can really tell that Cindy loves what she does. She loves the people she's serving. She loves the techniques that she gets to use to garner respect in the classroom setting. All of it's amazing. But I bet it's founded by that same love that we have for our patients. But I would say multiply that by like 10 to 100. Like it's a whole different type of respect and love that is earned and given. Another thing, being a part of a CTE program can help provide a low-cost way to, I guess, test probably isn't the right word, but kind of gain knowledge about a chosen field. And if you remember, not too long ago, we were doing this episode with Corey Jameson Keel, and it was very similar where right now people are not very happy with being an RDH, or some people are. I think a lot of people are. But many of those ones that are leaving the profession was because they just weren't prepared for what the career was. Their expectations of what it wasn't meeting what it actually was. Until now, I didn't really think that there was a way to get that exposure for our profession specifically without just kind of jumping in. And when you do that, then you're stuck with that decision. You have, your time that you put in, your costs. I think there's also a social pressure that we're kind of feeling trapped in because you don't want to be like, hey, I'm going to go be a dental hygienist. And then you're there for 5 years and then you're like, I'm completely out of the field now. We talked about that on another episode as well. So it's really just kind of interesting, kind of like those demands that can arise. So CTE programs get them that early exposure. They can also focus on human development rather than just the technical skills. When you watch that video, you'll see what Cindy does for the whole first week of the class. and it's not, learning the names of instruments or things like that. I'm going to do something I rarely do on tip episodes, and I don't know if I ever actually have, but these are supposed to be 8 to 10 minute longs, plus you have ad time, so you're like 11, 12 minutes long, which I'm usually 15 just by myself. But I'm going to stop the show now, like in just a couple of minutes, and direct you to the show notes. So not only will you find every piece of contact information that Cindy could possibly have, but I'm also imploring you to take a minute, click the link for the video interview that she does. It's only 17 minutes long. And even if you're in the car driving, you can listen to it like an audio podcast, but please don't, drive and watch, because that's one, illegal. Also, it's not very safe. So don't do that. But I promise you, it's going to be time well spent just watching this short interview that she does. For those of you who are like, you know what, I'm good. I'm not interested in this pathway. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm telling you what, just give it a watch also. You're probably not ready for it right now, but this might be your future. Special thanks to Cindy for this. And if anyone else has a great idea for a show, please make sure you reach out to me, Andrew at ataleoftwohygienists.com. And with that, have a great weekend, everybody.
A Tale of Two Hygienists.